Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So today is a Thursday. Um, and I'm just gonna babble because that's what you come here for, baby. You come here to see an idiot babble. Um, so there, I want to talk about professionalism in the healthcare industry, and especially when it comes to the mental health care industry and how that relates to social work. And so what I guess I'm talking about is how in the healthcare industry you are also being a social worker. Okay, you have to be able to explain very complicated things in a straightforward manner to somebody who has not studied that field of thought. Because off the top of my head, I don't know what a hematologist is. Okay, I would have to look up what a hematologist is. So it was nice to be able to have that respect and that rapport with Allison, who explained that to me. Anyway, this is gonna be a lot of like self disclosure. I don't want to put anybody on blast out there because I do that enough already in my personal life. But yeah, so I'm not gonna. It's making me think about two things saying that right now. It's making me think about the perceived generational problem that young people post way too much, which I think is funny. I think that that's just paranoia from older generations because they didn't grow up with the internet and they think that the internet is dangerous. The internet is basically it's basically just a larger version of the village green if you think about it. It's a space for people to be able to assemble and share their interests. Sorry, there is a baby crying in the background of this, so it's making me a little bit anxious, just because it's a noise that I don't know where it's coming from and can't control. Anyway, yeah, the eagerness to want to control things and the having to let it go because you can't control it at all. Anyway, I had a therapist who he was a very educated man. He was educated in dialectical behavioral therapy. He was such an interesting and dynamic person. But he talked about himself probably 80 to 85% of the time in our sessions together, to the point where he didn't even understand how I felt about this man who I've been broken up with for 4 years. He would say things that were absolutely out of pocket that he had no right to say about this person, um, and he said it out of his own realm of understanding. So he was speaking about things in my personal life that he had no fucking idea about because he never took the time to actually listen in the first place. He was too busy blabbing away about his own shit. I could honestly probably tell you more about his life than he could tell you about my life. And I get that that's probably typical for a lot of therapists, especially men therapists, because their emotional intelligence is less than female therapists. I believe that is just like proven, in testing and studies. I can't cite them, but my intuition tells me that women as therapists are a lot more intuitive and a lot more emotionally intelligent. Anyway, so note to self, get a lesbian therapist. This man was paranoid about his children being shown on Zoom. This man was paranoid. He was always so aggressive to the movers, the workers who helped him move. Which leads me to my next point, which is a lot of people choose to operate in the healthcare industry or even the mental health care industry in order to learn more about themselves. Maybe not necessarily want to break down the walls, break down the veneer, look past the fourth wall and look at your audience, which a therapist has an audience, okay, a client, a partner, whatever the hell, whatever word you want to use to describe it. Um, a therapist is entering a relationship with a person and they are agreeing upon being a third party, and they're also agreeing on being a neutral guiding party. At least in my mind, that's what a good therapist should do. Now, anyway, I'm just blabbing away, but thinking about the healthcare industry as a point of contact for people, because you're allowed to reach out for help, obviously, and we've treated, at least in American society or in English speaking society, maybe I'll say, it grew into a business, which, whatever, yeah, everybody needs to get compensated, but treating it as a business first invented all of this language that now becomes hard to translate. So, the social workers, the good healthcare workers, are able to be patient and explain it clearly and straightforward to you so that there is no doubt about the kind of treatment that you're receiving, and also that there is no doubt, confusion. I was going to say confusion, but confusion is probably the same thing as doubt. So anyway, I just wanted to make this quick update video to show that I respect our healthcare workers. I respect the people who choose to take the time to explain things in a way that is understandable for people. Thank you very much for listening.